Welcome, dear friends, to Frugal Stories, a place where stories touch the heart, awaken the soul, and remind us of the values that truly matter in life. Today's story is about silent kindness, hidden generosity, and the danger of judging others too quickly. So we humbly ask you, please watch till the very end, because the lesson waiting there might be exactly what your heart needs today. In a quiet corner of the world, surrounded by dusty roads and silent hills, lay a small village where people lived with simplicity, hardship, and hope. Their lives were woven together, like fabric, tight-knit and full of warmth. The scent of fresh bread filled the morning air. Despite the struggles, the villagers lived as one family, sharing what little they had with open hearts and open hands. In the middle of this humble village lived a tailor named Yusuf. His shop was small but full of color, kindness, and quiet purpose. Yusuf had no family, no children, yet his shop was never silent. His gentle presence filled the air with warmth, and his hands stitched more than clothes, they stitched stories of care. To the village children, Yusuf was more than a tailor. He was a magician who turned leftover cloth into dreams, laughter, and memories. He never overcharged. Yusuf accepted whatever people could give: vegetables, eggs, or even promises. For him, kindness was worth more than coins. Yet whispers began to grow. "He must be rich," they said. "He has no family and lives simply. Why does he not help the poor more?" They wondered, never asking, only assuming. One afternoon, a man named Salim, known for his loud opinions, walked into Yusuf's shop with a voice sharper than his words. "Why do you not help the poor like Karim the butcher?" Salim accused. But Yusuf just looked up and answered softly, "Only God knows what's in our hearts." But Salim didn't stop. His words became fuel for rumors. And slowly, trust turned into doubt, respect into distance. "He only cares about money," they murmured. "Not even half as generous as Karim," they added. But no one asked Yusuf. No one listened. Once filled with chatter and warmth, Yusuf's shop slowly turned silent. Yet he never complained. He kept stitching quietly, faithfully. Time moved on. Yusuf's hands, once steady and strong, began to tremble. His body grew weak, but his spirit still stood tall. Even as his health faded, no one came to check. No greetings, no visits. Only silence remained. Yusuf, alone in his little home, lay quietly. No cries, no farewells. Just peace, and a heart that had given so much in silence. 3 days passed before anyone noticed. When they finally did, it was too late. Yusuf had left the world quietly, just as he had lived. They buried him quickly. A few came out of obligation, others stayed away, still blinded by misunderstanding. Then one day, the poor of the village noticed Karim the butcher had stopped giving meat. The giving had ceased, and questions arose. "Why did you stop?" one woman asked softly. Karim paused, the knife in his hand still. And then he told them, "All the meat I gave you was not mine. Every month, Yusuf gave me money and said, 'Let people think what they will. Just feed the hungry.'" Yusuf had given without ever wanting to be seen. "Let kindness live in silence," he had said. His charity was never for show, it was for the souls in need. The truth hit them like a storm. The man they had judged was the one who had fed them all along. And their hearts burned with shame. Even Salim, the loudest of them all, could not escape the weight of his words. He had wounded a kind soul, with pride and misunderstanding. Who was Yusuf? the children asked. Why did no one say goodbye? And in their innocent wonder, the truth began to take root. And so, the elders told the children of a man who gave in silence, who never sought praise, who trusted only in what was right and pure. They stood before his shop, quiet and still, not to buy, not to speak, but to feel, to reflect, to honor the man they had misjudged. Haji Usman, the wise elder, stepped forward with a plaque. His eyes heavy with sorrow, his heart steady with purpose. It read, "Here lived Yusuf, the tailor who gave in silence, loved in secret, and served without praise." A message not just for today, but forever. Little Amina stared at the words, her heart filled with admiration. She saw Yusuf not just as a tailor, but as a hero of quiet kindness. They came, one by one, placing candles and flowers, not to make amends, but to say the one thing they never did, thank you. The sun dipped low, casting warm light on the little shop that had once been ignored. Now, it stood as a beacon of what true giving looks like. Inspired by Yusuf's life, the villagers started teaching their children kindness, not through speeches, but through action and giving. Even the smallest hands learned to give, quietly, selflessly, and with joy. Yusuf had planted something deeper than stitches. He had sown compassion. Salim stood before the crowd, not with pride, but with humility. He spoke not to excuse, but to acknowledge. And the village forgave. With support from the villagers, Kareem continued Yusuf's legacy. The hungry were fed again, and this time, the name behind it was remembered. And so, every year, the village told Yusuf's story, not just as a tale of sorrow, but as a lesson in how the quietest acts make the loudest echoes. His sewing machine remained untouched and honored. A symbol of humility, a reminder of the man who stitched kindness into every fold. Families began helping others not for praise, but in Yusuf's spirit. A quiet whisper of, "This is from Yusuf," carried love beyond his time. At night, the village slept peacefully. But in one quiet corner, a little shop glowed with candles, holding the memory of a tailor who changed them all. Do not judge generosity by what your eyes can see. For the purest kindness needs no witness, only a heart that quietly gives. Just like Yusuf, the tailor with the silent soul. Dear friends, if this story touched your heart even a little, please carry Yusuf's lesson with you. Be kind, even when unseen. Give, even when unrecognized. And never judge, because you may never know the full story. If this story moved you, please like this video. It helps stories like this reach more hearts. Share it with someone who needs this reminder today. Comment below. We would love to hear what this story made you feel. And most importantly, subscribe to True Will Stories so you never miss a story that could change your way of seeing life. Thank you for watching. May kindness guide your journey.